All right, do you got a front rack that we got to fix? If you look at Elijah here, we got one elbow that's a little higher than the other. And the front rack position is super critical for our fitness classes, especially with CrossFit, right? But a lot of times we look at this and we're like, gosh, well, where's the problem coming from? It could be coming from the wrist, it could be coming from the shoulder, it could even be coming from the upper back, but we don't always know. And sometimes people just try different things and see what sticks. But let's go through like a systematic approach and see what's actually tight and see if we can find it. And that way we can better guide him on what to do. So Elijah, go ahead and put that back in the rack for me there. All right, so why don't we start down at the wrist? So I'm gonna have Elijah come on over here. He's gonna get down on the ground on all fours. Have you go ahead and put your hand down on the ground so your fingers are straight. We're going to assess his basic wrist mobility here. And what I want is in this position with his elbow nice and straight, can he keep the palm of his hand down and can he get this shoulder all the way forward and touch? Oh, that's pretty good. And how's that feel?
Feels fine.
Feels fine. Okay, great. Why don't you come on over to the other one and let's just see, is this one same, better, or worse?
Yeah, I can do it. It just feels tighter though.
Feels a little tighter on that side, okay? That was also the elbow that was a little bit lower. So could we make the argument that that might be playing a part in his front rack position? Could be, right? All right, so that's the wrist. We're saying, yeah, that's probably on the right. Let's also go ahead and look at his shoulder. So when we get into a front rack, we really need to have our elbow up and our arm into some external rotation. Well, the muscle group that fights that and goes the other way is actually that lat. So a lot of people just have tight lats and they can't really get in this position, or they just haven't gotten in that position in a long time. So let's find out. Elijah gets in that front rack position, but it's tight for him. So I'm gonna have him stand with his shoulders square, and he's just gonna try to take that arm into some external rotation. And what we're looking for here is is it vertical? Is he able to get into that externally rotated position? And maybe, what's that, like 5 degrees? So not a lot. So there's probably some improvement we can get there. I'd love to see more like 15, 20 degrees. Show me the right side. Okay, and he gets some on that side too. Maybe actually a little bit more on that side. This It's hard to say. But I would say that they're both limited. I'd love to see that thing again where we're on that like 15, 20 degree range, okay? Nice. So this is how it's and why it's really important to try to figure out where these restrictions are coming from. Just doing kind of like a blanket, like hit this, hit that, hit that. It's too much information and people don't really know what they're doing. So if we can kind of really hone in on where people have their restrictions as a coach, even as an athlete for yourself, then you can just be more efficient with your time and really make actionable changes. So we are having a shoulder clinic next week, and I would love to be able to show you guys not only these assessments and go over them, but then the actionable steps. So Elijah and I are going to be doing these clinics, and we want to show you actionable steps. We'll give you some homework to do and hopefully get you guys ready for the open and everything else. Also, we'll do some follow-up videos after the fact to give you guys those actionable steps that you can follow from home if you can't make it out to the clinic, all right? So stay tuned for that. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, and we'll see if we can get you guys feeling better, moving better, and performing better.